I just watched the best PLE of the year, better than WrestleMania by a mile, even, dare I say, better than Evolution, which was a near perfect PLE. Yesterday's AAA TripleMania PLE, while technically a WWE show, was like, holy cow, this was so freaking good. It was home run after home run after home run. I gotta say, probably it's 9 or 10 chops out of chops, because 9 or 10, because geez Louise, this was so freaking good. I'm gonna do a review. I asked for a couple hot takes. We didn't get many, and we'll just go over it. If you don't know what AAA is, it's actually a promotion in Mexico, right? It's in Mexico, and it's been around for a very long time, and it's Lucha Libre. And the thing about it is, WWE TKO recently acquired them, and so now WWE is sending people there, here and there, to to bolster its profile. And this is how you use talent, because I enjoyed myself thoroughly. Now this was it was brought to you on the WWE YouTube channel, and I didn't fully understand everything that was being said. I really didn't, because it is a Mexican promotion, so it was everybody was speaking Spanish. Well, most people were, and they had subtitles when they could, but it really didn't affect me. Now, they also did have American announcers, United States announcers. I know Mexico is part of North America, but I'm probably just going to say America in regards to the United States, okay? Just bear with me, okay? But yeah, they had American announcers. We had Conan, who's actually a AAA legend. He's actually there as our kind of like our liaison. Plus, he's also a legend in the United States. And then we also had Corey Graves, who's just amazing, and LBJ, who's also amazing on commentary. So all that said, I was able to understand enough. I understood probably 95, 98% of everything. So the 2 to 5% that I didn't understand, whatever, I don't care, because you did not need to speak the language of these wrestlers. It's kind of like what Stephanie Fakir had said the other day, or like a month or two ago. Wrestling is her first language, and I speak wrestling, and these wrestlers spoke wrestling, and we communicated tonight. They told me a story, and boy howdy, was I entertained. They start off with this Royal Rumble-esque match. It's like 14 people can get in, right? 14 people are allowed in. It's 90-second intervals like the Royal Rumble. You can toss people over to the top rope like the Royal Rumble, but you can also pin and submit people. I don't know. No, there were a couple pins. I think there was at least one pin in this match, and it was great. First off, it starts off right away. They picked the perfect guy to start it off. A luchador who has roots in America, actually, if you go far enough back to WCW, in La Parka. I know it's a different La Parka under the outfit, and I don't know the full story, but I know this is a different La Parka, but I know it's also, I recognize La Parka, and he had the mannerisms of La Parka, and I like this La Parka even better. Even better, they came out and he's dancing, right? I don't know if this dance is something that he always does, and it looks like it might be because he kind of did it in the match, but it was so unique the way he did it, and he was choreographed because he had dancers come out with them, and it was just so cool. I never really seen that before. The closest thing is when the Usos used to do their tribal chant, war cry, but this, just how he came out, it was so freaking good. Now, I don't remember everybody's name. I just don't. I do know that the names, I can't even pronounce some of these names, to be honest with you. But the LWO was there. Hat guy, no hat guy. I just don't remember all these names, and there was just so many coming at me. But they were great. They were amazing, and it kind of sucks. I can see that when they're allowed to just be free and do their thing, that they're great wrestlers, that they have personality and stuff. It's just, they can't fully translate on the microphone, but everybody was doing their thing. I remember there was this one time where there's this Batman guy. He was really big, right? But he had his mask resembled Batman because it had bat bat ears, and he picked up, I think it was one of the LWO, he picked them up for a gorilla press, and then he lowered one hand, and the guy on top still like stood as if he was being held by two hands. I don't even know how they did that. Like, it was just crazy thing after crazy thing. And then Otis returns. Otis returns to a huge pop. And then there's this person, what is their name? Pin Ela? I don't know who they were, but the fans were going crazy for them. You could tell it was more of a comedic character, but it was just like they blended the standard luchadors, the WWE guys, the legends, the comedy acts. It was just like, it was perfect. It was perfect. They brought in Cybernetico. Like, Cybernetico, like, I know that name. I have no idea who that is, but that must be a name from like way back when, because that is a name that registered with me. I'm like, I've heard of Cybernetico before. And then there's this guy, Microman. The guy's like 3 feet tall, 3.3 feet tall. Like, he was small. I think they said he had won this match before, which was insane. But so he's there. Him and Otis, they get in an alliance. And at one point, though, Microman will pin Otis because Otis gets hurt by someone. But yeah. And then, and if you want to heat, you just kick him. You just kick Microman. And then the shot of the night that's probably going to get replayed the most. And one of my favorite moments, Omos. Freaking Omos, the Nigerian giant. He's huge. He's like legit over 7 feet tall. So now you have this stare down, and Microman is like punching or kicking Omos. And so Omos turns around and he's like, what is going on? Who is that? Omos treated him like he was a bug. It was so funny. And then they have a stare down, and they've done this in the past where like they have the Great Khali staring down Rey Mysterio, but now it's even smaller. Like, this will be iconic right there. And Omos picks him up. Can you imagine being 3 feet tall and getting picked up by Omos, who is over 7 feet tall? That's a roller coaster for that dude. That's like the demon drop, Cedar Point. And he throws him on two other guys that he's eliminated. Omos is the guy to beat here, and nobody beats him. This was so much fun. It really was. It was pure enjoyment. I just watched and I had a blast. I thought this was like, I was a little weary. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little weary. I was thinking, like, am I gonna really enjoy this? I almost didn't even watch it. I was like, I'm not gonna watch it on the channel. I might as well just. But I did anyways. I'm so happy I did. This PLE made me remember exactly why I love wrestling. And we had video packages, but it wasn't just drawn out. It wasn't drawn out. We instantly got to the next match. It wasn't like 15 minutes in between matches. We just went to the next one. And this is the one match that I didn't fully understand too much of what was happening, other than it was a good wrestling match. It was Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Messias to capture the Latin American Championship. I butchered the names. I apologize. And while I wasn't really into the match, because I don't really, there was nobody really that I was enjoying or I was emotionally invested in. Plus it was a little bit of a slower luchador match, but it was okay. It was fine. They were still telling a story in that Von Wagner had never won a championship before. I guess his family never won a championship match before, and his dad was on the outside. So I did understand what was going on, but the funniest thing about this match was, I guess, Conan and the Dr. Wagners, they hate each other. So Conan was so impartial in this entire thing, and he was just crashing out on Dr. Wagner the whole match. I loved it. So for this match, you gotta listen to Conan. You gotta listen to Conan because that really brought my enjoyment up. He was just so mad. He was so mad at the whole situation. Did I tell you that Omos won? Omos actually won that first match. So, like, here Omos is back and he is winning already. And I gotta say this too. I want people to really think, not judge Omos on how you perceived him in the past. They brought Omos up too quick. All right, they didn't give him enough time in NXT. They didn't even give him any time in NXT. I remember he was a ninja for Tozawa, then he was a bodyguard on Raw Underground, and then he was with AJ Styles in a tag team match, but he didn't really do nothing. Towards the end of his tenure in WWE, though, he was doing great matches against Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, and Seth freaking Rollins, and tonight he was great as well. So please, 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 moving forward, judge Omos on how he is right now. I really hope that he maybe gets to stay in AAA for like a couple months, but I do want him to come back to WWE. Did I announce the contest? If you want to win this belt here, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to give it away. All you got to do is comment below. Comment your favorite match. Comment whether or not you will watch the next AAA TripleMania or Worlds Collide based on this, based on the what you're hearing. Did you like this? Did you not like this? Let's do a hot take real quick. The skeleton guy who started the Rumble is the next Santino. That's La Parka. La Parka was very amusing. So that's from W Potato. So a lot of people are seeing that La Parka, he had just so much chemistry. Kind of like Penta, but not like as serious, where you can connect without having to speak anything. That dance in the beginning, I'm telling you, go Google that, watch that, YouTube, search that. Then we have we had a backstage interview with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day are there, and at one point, Rey Mysterio comes and talks to Dom. They haven't had a confrontation in a while, and Dom is just such a jerk to his dad. He knocks the cup out of his hand and everything, and they leave, so trying to get that heel heat. It's Finn Balor, JD McDonough and Raquel Rodriguez, so it's a 6-man mixed tag match. They actually defeat Mr. Iguana, Niño Hamburguesa, and Lola Vice. Lola Vice being from NXT. This Niño Hamburguesa guy, he's like, I'm pronouncing the name wrong, I apologize. At one point, he has hamburgers. Like, I think his gimmick is literally eating hamburgers. And he did one suicide dive that was like a tackle. That looked devastating. Looked absolutely devastating. I'm not going beat by beat, all right? There's just too much happening. The big thing in this is the demon returned. Yep, the demon returned in puppet form. I know that is going to, like, destroy. It's going to destroy some people. Finn Balor fans, but I actually kind of, like, I enjoyed it. I'm really liking Finn Balor and just how he evolves in this villain form. He's really doing some great work because Mr. Iguana is coming at him with the iguana. So Finn just has a demon puppet and grabs the iguana and they're fighting. And then the hamburger guy gives Finn a burger, and Finn, who probably never has eaten a burger in his life, as JBL mentioned, 1% body fat, like Finn probably feels horrible right now. Oh, should have ate that burger, mate. But the demon puppet, like, it's $100 on the eShop too, by the way. It was just good. It was good. And then Roxanne Perez gets involved. Someone chased Roxanne out, and I think that leads into the finish where Raquel Rodriguez does her move and pins Lola Vice. Great match. It was fun. It was great. This is how the Judgment Day should be booked. The Judgment Day were booked picture perfect on this PLE. They were a little goofy, but they were a threat as a gang. They knocked out, how they bullied Rey Mysterio, how they won this match. It was just picture perfect again. How Judgment Day was booked. Oh, the last match, the Von Wagner won, so he won his championship. Again, that one didn't really speak to me, but that's okay. It was a good match still. But the Judgment Day match was really fun. I didn't think I would like it. You know, you see a 6-man tag, it's like, oh, whatever. There was a 6-man tag on SmackDown with Sami Zayn, the Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu versus Tungaloa, JC Mateo, hate that name, and Solo Sikoa. And that was just but this was fun. This was great. Like, it's a mixed 6-man tag. I thought it was going to be lame, and they just pulled me in. They brought it in. It was great. And then we got, like, the clowns, like Psycho Clown and Pagano versus the Los Garza, and it was a street fight, right? At first it was like a street fight like any other street fight, but as it got going, it got more and more crazy. It got more and more crazy. Probably better. It was... I guess it's apples to oranges, but it's like equal to the SummerSlam TLC match. This was a really, really good match. A lot of crazy stunts, and it ends... They put barbed wire on kendo sticks to begin with the match, but it ends with one of the clowns, he comes out with barbed wire, like a mouthful of barbed wire, and they put it around Humberto. Guys, dude, like Largaza, like props, the clowns, props, and then Psycho Clown, he rips off his face. That's so cool too. Ripping off your face. Who does that? I'm gonna do it right now. And they win. The clowns win, and Largaza had nothing to be ashamed about. They were one time they were doing a dual a suplex, two of them, and then they get speared right into like a table. Crazy stuff. If you want to see a car crash, watch that match right there. And the clowns win, and then a bunch of clowns come out. There's just a bunch of clowns come out. It's like, that is a scare shot. If 4 clowns came in here right now, I'd be like, all right, boys, girls, it's over. You'll never see me again. The clowns can have the house, the channel, whatever. Goodbye. And I am moving to Antarctica, because just all the clowns came out, and yeah, you don't, clowns, but it was a good match. It was a great match. And then what do we got? After that, we have 2 more matches. It's the women's match. We have Natalya, who's beat Natty. I was actually a little hoping for more aggression, because I've been hearing Natty is a like violent version of Natalya, and I didn't see it as much. Maybe Natalya knew that this was a WWE product still, so she kind of tried to walk the line of both. But Natty, when she goes on the independent scenes or like NWA or GCW and stuff, she is Natty, who is just a veteran who will beat you down. So we got like a hybrid version. So then we got Fabi Apache, and Flamer. Flamer looks like she had the ref in her pocket, because the ref like did a slow count one time and got heat. By the way, this crowd on fire. This crowd was crazy, amazing. This crowd is what I wish crowds were. Now, I do love the European crowds, because they were like cheering and stuff. But I think those chants and cheers, Cody Rhodes, Roman Rhodes, Roman, they kind of, I don't know, it became a little too much eventually, and it was almost like the crowd was putting itself over. But here in Mexico City, we got a couple, this is wrestling chants, and this is awesome, but for the most part, it was just cheers and boos. But it was throughout the whole thing, so you could tell people were having fun, and it really made everything so much more exciting. And the ref will eventually, Flamer will eventually pin Fabi, because Fabi is like pinning Natalya. She gets the quick win. The ref, 1, 2, 3 real quick, and that's a lot of heat right there. Not my favorite women's match I've ever seen, but it wasn't a bad women's match by no means. It's just, there was just so much good stuff on this channel. Something has to, on this PLE, something had to be, not everything could be 10 out of 10, and it wasn't 10 out of 10, but it was still good. And then And then we had the final matchup. And I love Grande Americano. I love this tall version of Grande that puts stuff in his shoes to make him taller. It's like, he's just so good. And the Mexican people love him, which makes it even better. Dominik, they love Dominik. Dragon Lee, they love Dragon Lee. And Vikingo, who is a babyface, they don't love him. They booed the crap out of this guy. And they tried, I think this guy is like the Roman Reigns in that, like, they had Rey Mysterio, like, give him a fist bump beforehand. Didn't matter. They gave another guy gave him like a fist bump or a hug. Didn't matter. Vikingo came out and they just booed the crap out of him the entire match. And he's a babyface. So this feels like this is like 2015-16 big dog Roman Reigns to me. Just at a glance. And what was cool is Conan actually acknowledged that he's the babyface, but he's getting booed. The WWE main proper shows wouldn't do that. They would ignore the boos and just be like, oh, what a rowdy crowd tonight. You know, that's the best they would do. They would just, and then they would pipe in cheers for whoever they want. But not here. And this match, all over the place. It was so good. This is probably match of the year for me right now. I would say this is my favorite match. I just loved it. I just loved it. From the beginning when the heels teamed up with each other, because they're smart heels, to every once in a while, Vikingo, one time, he gave a roll-up on Dragon Lee, which is a smart babyface, even though the crowds booed him. The crowd into it the whole time. There was one time when the Judgment Day, they run out, they hold, I think, Dragon Lee, and so Dom can do the 619, but then the LWO come out, and yeah, they should. I never see the LWO come out and help their fellow stablemates on Monday Night Raw, but they did here. And they should do that. They're a faction. That's what factions do. So the LWO comes out, and now they're fighting. And so we're like, okay, that's done. And then what happens? I guess Grande Americano has brothers because two more Grande Americanos come out. They give him something, I'm not sure, probably a piece of paper, and Vikingo gets involved, and it's just crazy. Well, it's probably, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it falls. Dominik Mysterio gets it, puts on his dad's, or his, like, Dom Senior, or not Dom Senior, Rey Mysterio Senior's mask on, puts the object in his head. He starts headbutting people. Grande goes down. Super Dragon goes down. He's gonna pin Vikingo. No, he's gonna pin Dragon Lee. He's about to pin Dragon Lee. Again, like, I know, it's just all over the place. And this is the finish. There was just so much stuff going throughout the entire show. I feel bad that Dragon Lee is so good. And I don't know if Dragon Lee would be, it feels like Dragon Lee would be lost in AEW, but he's not utilized in WWE, but he was perfect in AAA. And maybe they should consider keeping him there if that's a possibility, because he was so good here. He was so good. But anyway, so we have Dom pinning. Dom is about to pin Dragon Lee, and out of nowhere, he's like, the refs pulled out or something, and there's another, like, Rey Mysterio Senior guy, but you can tell it's not Rey Mysterio, right? But it's the black mask, and everybody's like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? He attacks, and he takes off the mask. It's AJ freaking Styles. AJ and Dom are in a feud for the Intercontinental title right now. AJ puts him in a style clash, and Vikingo takes advantage and does his, like, 450, 430, 480, something move, and it's like, it's over. It's over. What a match. What a match. I was out of breath during that match. It was so good. It was so good. This is your WWE mid-card right here, and they showed that they can be main event. They can be main event talent. I think it's time to start raising some of these guys up, because it was, oh my God. Dragon Lee, Grande Americano, Dominik Mysterio, Vikingo. They were all so good. The storytelling was amazing. I loved it. I highly, highly recommend you boys, you girls, you all go and watch this PLE. It's on WWE YouTube channel, and it's just, let's see if there's any more hot takes. We got TTJC, the way the crowd booed Vikingo and was kind of silent after the match was wild. I don't think they anticipated that, and I can't help but to wonder what's next for AAA. I know he's been getting booed for a minute because, like, the person he won it from was Alberto Patron, who was Alberto Del Rio in the United States. And in the United States, like, everybody's like, do not ever bring Alberto Del Rio back. But in Mexico, they do love him. And he was a good champion from what I hear. So, like, it's almost like the people had chosen Alberto, but the company had chosen Vikingo. Just like the company chose Roman, but the people had chosen Daniel Bryan, and so the people aren't happy. Then we got Skywalker. The Grande Americano verse is amazing, and I hope it never ends. Yeah, you know, I think we're for sure there's 3 Grandes right now. There's 3 Grandes. So, like, have there always been 3 Grandes? I don't know. And then Reina Reps, I enjoyed the whole thing. Yeah, it was so good. It was so freaking good. And Sam Hassan says, I guess the lingering question is WWE fans' minds is whether Dom is really babyface in AAA or whether they're protesting Vikingo. I think he's a babyface there. And he's kind of a babyface here too. It's just the day of the week. Are we gonna cheer him or are we not? We want to cheer him, but they don't want us to cheer him. And in some fashion, if Dom stopped doing the things that made him a heel, would we still cheer him as much as we do? Probably not, because he would eventually have to make up with his dad instead of knocking the cup out of his hand. But that kind of actions, you can't be a face doing that stuff. So I don't know. I think it was a little both. People want to cheer. They wanted to cheer everybody but Vikingo. Dragon Lee got cheered. Grande Americano got cheered. And so did Dominik Mysterio. So I don't know. But yeah, this was all-timer. I'm going to try to make a concerted effort to watch every AAA event on this channel. And maybe I need to open my eyes more. I've been watching AEW, and while like their pay-per-views are like bangers, they're like week-to-week show, does need a little work. And I don't know what a week-to-week show looks like for AAA, but like I know this was just good wrestling. This was good wrestling. It wasn't 15 to 20 minutes in between. It was just like, okay, the match is over. Let's take a breath. All right, next match. And just nonstop action. Good stuff here. I'm a story guy, but yesterday I was all about the wrestling. Boys, girls, have yourselves a good day. Go watch this show. 10 out of 10. I'm giving it 10 out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chops. See you, bye.